Okay. Okay, so now we are live, and whenever you're ready to start the meeting, I'll go ahead and start the recording.
All right, I guess we'll go ahead and start right now. It's 6:30 and 6th of October. We'll get this going. First thing is our flag salute. Go ahead and we'll start this off. Ready?
Okay.
Pledge allegiance to the
To the
flag
flag
of the
of the
United
United States of America
and to
and
the
to the
republic
republic
for
for
which
which
it
it
stands,
stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Then next on the list would be the approval of the July 21st, 2020 Planning Commission meeting minutes. Do I have a motion?
I move that we accept the minutes as written.
Do I have a second?
I second.
All right. Then all those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
And all
Aye.
opposed?
Uh,
Great. Minutes accepted.
So I didn't hear. So I'm still showing Jessica and Nick on mute. I did not hear them.
I was on mute. I said aye.
Okay.
And Nick
Right.
seconded it, so.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Next on the agenda is the modification to site development review DR 2020 TAC 01. It's for 3490 2nd Street, and that's for Matt Kennedy. Holly, I guess you would be able to go over the rest of this with us.
Yeah. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Okay. I have kind of a scratchy connection here, so hopefully I can stay with you all here. Okay. Great. Well, thank you for agreeing to do a special meeting this evening. This will be a very quick agenda item. So what this is, the Planning Commission approved concurrent design, site design review and partition applications back in April for Mr. Kennedy. And this is for an address on 3rd Street. And since that time, he's come in, across a likely tenant, and so he needs to make some modifications to his building. So you'll remember that what he was approved to build was a 900 square foot flex, kind of a spec building with no tenant identified. And so since that time, he's identified restaurant cafe use, and he needs to increase the size of that building. And typically under the Hubbard Development Code, you can do that up to 25% without any kind of land use review. Unfortunately, your site development review applicability section says that 25% is your trigger, and staff doesn't have the ability to override that. So rather than the 900 square foot building that he was approved to build, Mr. Kennedy is proposing to build a 1,242 square foot building. And so it's a very small increase overall because the building started out small. Unfortunately, it's equal to 38% increase, and so that's why we're here tonight. Your code doesn't have a better way to do a modification without it going back to the Planning Commission. We don't need to have a public hearing on it. We just need to make sure that neighbors had an opportunity to comment. We did send out a 14-day comment period to the neighbors, and we didn't receive any feedback. So it's a pretty simple request the applicant has for you. What I've provided in the staff report, if you look on page 2 of the staff report, at the top, you'll see what he's proposing to build, and then right under that is what he was approved. So the building is a different size and a different shape, but it's in the same place. All the parking remains, all the frontage improvements remain. There's no changes proposed to parcel 2 or the partition. So following those site plans, I've provided the site development review criteria that you considered back in April. I just wanted you to see what criteria you considered and that there are no changes to any of those. So I've included all that there for you here. The only thing I want to call your attention to, typically when there's a change in the size of a building, the two big red flags that go off in my mind are parking and stormwater. And so just to cover those briefly, stormwater, the applicant designed to accommodate full build out scenario. And so the stormwater is fully capable of accommodating this increased size. And then in terms of parking, because the spec building didn't have an identified use, we used the worst case scenario parking ratio. For that, we used a couple different scenarios. You'll remember that, let's see, a retail shop was 1 parking space per 400 square feet, and an office building was 1 parking space per 200 square feet. Now that we have a likely tenant, which is a cafe, that ratio is 1 parking space per 250 square feet. And so the applicant can meet those 5 required parking spaces right there near the building. And then there's the whole second parking lot south of that as well. So he certainly has enough parking to accommodate this increase in size here. So big picture here, it's a relatively small change, but procedurally we had to do this. We had to give the neighbors an opportunity to comment. None did. Staff doesn't have any concerns, so I do recommend that the Planning Commission approve by motion this modification to file number DR 2020-01.
Okay, thank you, Holly.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions for Holly or for Matt?
Seems pretty straightforward to me.
Over here. Matt, is there anything that you'd like to just add in, or?
What she said. The coverage, just to be specific, so the coverage, the civil engineering is designed for 85% coverage on the site. So that's buildings, internal sidewalks, impervious surfaces. So whatever that middle, or whatever the whole lot, the parking lots take up part of that. So whatever the new lot size is, 85% of that can be covered with a stormwater detention system and whatnot. And yeah, there's going to be a larger parking lot down across from Hubbard Inn that's being started next week. So all of that will be in sidewalks. I went ahead and did a new curb instead of the patch up front. I asked Krebs over there, I said, dude, give me $2,000 and I'll put in a new curb instead of patching the old one. He's like, we don't got any money. I'm like, screw it, I'm not doing it anyway but right. So there's a new curb along, and it's just been ripped out and a full replacement, not a patch job. Everything will be done, and I think in the weeks to come, the site will be fully developed. And then Marion County's been holding the permit for the building, which I hope to have a foundation in the ground in 3 or 4 weeks, and try to get, I'd like to see by the end of the year, the building at least very dried in with spring opening at the latest of a very cool cafe. So that's it.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
That's great to hear. Thanks, Matt. Well, with that knowledge, do I have a motion?
I have I move that we accept the revision to the building.
I'll second that.
All right, well, all in favor for acceptance of the adjustment, say aye.
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 All opposed? Then motion carried. Congratulations, Matt. We're excited to see this new addition to Hubbard show up.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you guys making a special meeting tonight, and I'm pushing delays every day, but going as fast as I can and just going full steam ahead. So thank you much.
Thank
Understood.
you.
Thank you. All right, well, there is no additional business unless you have anything for us, Vicky.
I do not at this time.
All right. Would you
Move
like
to adjourn then?
do you have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, do we have a second? All in favor of adjournment?
Aye.
Aye.
I guess I don't think anybody's opposed, so you guys have a great night.
Good night,
Thank you all.
everybody.
Good night.
Take care.
Bye.